Hi, I'm Isobel from Photo Media. I'm going to take you through briefly connecting your camera to the flash units and connecting your camera to the computer so you can tether. So we'll start off with connecting your camera to the flash units. In order to do that, you need a little Skyport trigger. So this is a radio transmitter that's going to communicate from your camera to the flashes so that they sync when they fire. So to pop it on, it goes on your camera's hot shoe. So that's this little guy. So make sure you've got the controls facing towards you, slide it onto your camera's hot shoe, secure it down, and then turn it on. You do have the option of choosing different groups and different modes, but if you have all and channel 1 set, it's going to sync with all of the lights in the studio. This is your test fire button, and that's going to make the flashes fire. Next, we're going to turn on our camera, and we're going to connect our camera to the computer with our sync cord. So the sync cord is the orange cord, which you'll find on the studio stands. So we want to connect this connection to the side of our camera. So we open up the side of our camera, and it's going to have this connection. We want to pop it in there nice and securely. Make sure that it's coiled around the studio stand at least once, and that's to prevent it pulling out of your camera while the camera's on, because it can stuff up the motherboard of the camera. So now that it's connected in, I'm going to go and connect it to my computer. So it's a USB-C connection that's going to connect to our computer. So if your computer doesn't take USB-C, come and see myself or Harry and we'll get you an adapter. So now that it's connected to the computer, we want to start Lightroom, and we want to go to File, Tethered Capture, Start Tethered Capture, and you can give your session a name. And so this is where it's actually going to move those raw files to. So as you're shooting, your camera's moving or communicating those raw files to the computer. So you want to make sure that you know where that is. If you're working with an external hard drive, you'd set the destination as your external hard drive. But for me, I'm just going to leave it as my pictures folder on the computer. I'm going to press OK. And so that's going to automatically detect my camera. So we can see there that it's picked up what the camera is and what my exposure settings are. I can remotely change my exposure settings via Lightroom. I can also change my white balance, which is really great. So this silver button here fires my camera. So now that I've connected my camera to the flash with the Skyport and my camera to the computer with the sync cord, I can control everything from the computer. So now I'm going to push this fire button, and it's going to fire the camera, flash the flashes, and communicate that image to the computer. So then I've got my image here. I can then go through and make any Lightroom adjustments, or I can make an exposure adjustment. So if I decide that my image is underexposed, I can open up a stop, take another image, and that will be those new exposure settings. So we just need to make sure that when we're done with our session, that we're turning off the camera before we're disconnecting it from the computer. Really important that we do that, because if we pull out that tethering cord while the camera is sending information to the computer, it can stuff up the motherboard of the camera, which is really bad. So I'm going to close my tethering session. I'm then going to go and turn off my camera, turn off my Skyport, and only once I know that camera is completely turned off do I then take that tethering cord out. When you're done with your session, just make sure that tethering cord is neatly coiled up again and everything's put away. Great, thanks for watching this video and happy shooting.